Hello again, chaps and chapettes. How are we all doing? It is lovely to see you all again. As always, I just wanted to make a quick video, guys, before I headed out for the day and just give you something of an update, really, of what's been happening in my area over the last 7 or 8 days. Now, I don't live in a major city. I don't live in any city. I live in a small rural village where the population, at least at the last census, put us at about 6,000 people. Now, where I live, we have one post office, we have 3 pubs, we have a kebab house, a curry house, a NISA, a co-op, and a couple of charity shops, a primary school and a secondary school. That's your lot. So that'll just give you some sort of idea of how small the area I live in actually is. But over the last 7 or 8 days, we have had 2 separate reports of people knocking around carrying knives. One significantly large knife, something a cross between a carving knife and a machete, so I'm told. Now, the first incident happened about a week ago. There was a bloke knocking around the area around about in the middle of the night, 2, 3, 4 o'clock in the morning, trying people's door handles and putting his hand through people's letterboxes whilst carrying a kitchen knife. Now, the police did eventually catch up to this man. They arrested him, they kept him in for about 6 hours, and then they released him the very next day because he committed no crime, even though he was knocking around a public place carrying a bladed weapon. I can bet my bollocks to a barn dance if I was knocking around a city centre while carrying a kitchen carving knife, I would be arrested and probably hurled in front of a judge quicker than you can say who goes there. But the police where I live, completely inept, let this guy go within 6 hours, and of course the very next night he was doing the exact same thing, scaring people to death, trying to get into people's houses, putting his hand through the letterbox. Eventually the police did re-arrest him and he's not been released again since. I hope he's suing some sort of mental asylum or whatever, because obviously this is not going to be terror related, is it? Not with our police the way they are at the moment. The second happened only last night. There was a report and there were sirens going up and down my street. Bearing in mind I live in a tiny rural village, sirens zipping up and down my street looking for 3 youths carrying knives. Like I say, one was a significantly large knife like a machete, the other was just a basic, like handheld knife thing, quite small, and the other one had the Stanley knife, so I'm told. They were eventually arrested and I'm not quite sure what happened to them. I just wanted to make this video, guys, to make you aware that knife crime is not just segregated to major cities. It is now starting to spread far and wide. Like I say, my area is very rural. It takes about 45 minutes for me to get to a city centre on a bus. So yeah, I live in the middle of nowhere, but yet people knocking around with knives is in my area now. All I'm trying to say is, don't be as naive as I was and think that knife crime is miles and miles away from me, etc, etc, because it isn't. It's spreading fast, and it will be coming to an area near you if it isn't there already. So yeah, just keep your eyes out for tour rags, I suppose you could call them, knocking around outside kebab shops, bagging booze and, various off licenses as they usually do, because you don't know what they've got in their pockets. Just because you live out in the middle of nowhere doesn't mean you can escape violence and thuggery, to be honest. So yeah, I just wanted to bring that to your attention, guys. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll see you when I see you. Cheers.